The Little Prince and the Ogre. A Turkish proverb says, when a clown moves into a palace, he does not become a king. It is the palace that becomes a circus. The only person who dared to tell Donald Trump the unvarnished truth to his face was a tiny man barely 4 years old. A bambino, a little boy no taller than 4 apples, who struck with the truth he deserved to hear in 4 or 5 words. Shut up, you have to leave because you are not a president. Or something similar that meant exactly that. They say that truth comes from the mouths of children, who could have bypassed the vigilance of the presidential guards, slipped into the ogre's lair, and attacked the master of the house in his pride, tarnishing his ego, his arrogance, his megalomania, without hesitation or fear. And without anyone being able to protect the dignity of the jungle king, humiliated in public, this child, inspired by an inherent sense of justice, spoke on behalf of the still living children of Gaza, the migrant children sent back to Mexico or elsewhere, the children of Greenland not yet dispossessed, the children of Ukraine still at war, the children of Canada not yet stripped of their nationality. It is not absurd that this child, who bears the most famous surname on the planet, also carries a first name reduced to a single letter of the alphabet, X, the symbol of mystery, anonymity, and the unknown. How many Americans, how many men and women around the world would have loved to be there, in the White House, in the famous Oval Office, to relish those vengeful words, that scene of the final judgment. They would have been so happy to repeat after him the rendered verdict, to echo it loudly, to proclaim it urbi et orbi, to the ends of the earth, to the attention of the present and the absent, those on site or anywhere on the planet. These words, spoken so innocently, were not childish but filled with truth, charged with meaning, full of common sense and justice. They were uttered in front of witnesses, before God and mankind, for the generations to come in the annals of history. Trump sat at his desk on January 20th, without the war in Ukraine coming to an end. Greenland is still where it is, Canada is ready for battle, and Egypt has deployed its army. He gave the Palestinian resistance until tomorrow, Saturday, January 15th, to release all the hostages if they didn't want to end up on the pyre. They replied that it was out of question, and that they would only release 3 in exchange for nearly 300 Palestinians detained in Israel. So far, all Trump has accomplished is changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico on paper. Mao Zedong was not wrong when he called American imperialism a paper tiger.